Does the royal snub still continue for Harry, Meghan, Catherine and William? And more importantly, why? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Lovely to see you today. Truly mean that when I say that. It's lovely to get so many positive responses and see what you're all up to, that sort of stuff, you know. The thing is, you see, you all know what I'm up to, because if I'm not doing this, of course I'm appearing on TV. If I'm not doing that, I'm writing something, or hopefully at some point trying to get some sleep. I think that's like all of us really, isn't it? Oh, and I forgot, of course, in between all of that, lovaholics, as we all know. By the way, I'm going to throw this question out there. You know, there's a light holics and there's the original. Now, it's not a quiz, honestly. It's just, which do you prefer? I just prefer the original. I find the light one just lots of sugar and no taste. You know, well, in fact, I think they've reduced the sugar. So for me, the Horlicks original, made with milk, is the perfect pick-me-up drink, particularly if you're out on the road and you feel a little bit hungry, you know. It just puts you on, as we say. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Love to know, seriously. Back as ever, though, to your Breaking Royal story of the day. Interesting to note, isn't it, when Catherine hit 40 and those beautiful pictures were released via social media and into all the international prints. Everybody was sort of quick to wish her happy birthday, particularly on social media, because now that's how the royal family connects. Everybody from Charles, Camilla, Her Gracious Majesty the Queen, of course, everybody wanted to say happy birthday. But there were two people missing. Yes, Harry and Meghan, and now that's been seen as a snub. But is it truly a snub, or is it simply something else? Let me explain. As we now know, Harry and Meghan decided, allegedly, to deboot from social media. They didn't want to connect anymore via that. They said it was toxic and all that sort of stuff. Interesting to note, they'll have to get rid of that toxicity, as they call it, because they'll need to get back on board if they want to sell that book and those projects for Netflix and Spotify and everything else. That's the only way now people do notice what you're up to. As I've told you many times here on the show, so many people are switching off from the mainstream media, and this is the instantly connectable way to get to your audience, as Harry will find out. But what about the message then to Catherine from Harry and Meghan? Well, there are reports that they decided to go private and partake in a Zoom call with Catherine and William. So I did a bit of digging. Now, what I can tell you, and as ever we have to say allegedly on the show, is the reason why the Sussexes decided not to put something on their Instagram account, Sussex Royal, is because they didn't really want to get into any more public spats at what time they put it up, what they said, was it warm enough, friendly enough. You can see really from their point of view, whatever they do, as I've told you before, comes out often the wrong way. But moving forward, is there any truth in that private message? Yes, what we can tell you first here on the show is that there was a card, and the card was delivered to the royal residencies. As far as I'm aware, there were no Zoom calls, FaceTime, Skypes. That simply was made up by the media. Now, I'm not quite sure what their narrative was, as ever, but we like to tell you the truth. My very good source within Palace walls tells me no, we would have had to set that up. You know, they would have used their particular social media room for that. And really, when you think about it, it's a little bit odd, isn't it, given the year that both sides of the royals have had, that Catherine would then take time out on her birthday to sit down and chat with, of course, two people that have made her year incredibly difficult. As I've told you before, she's a very gracious lady, and I can see that she's also very forgiving. But I do think, given the fact that Prince William is reticent to put out the hand of friendship right now, all I'm saying is this: as far as I'm aware, 100%, there were no social media, Zoom, Skype or FaceTime calls, but definitely a card. Is it a snub? Well, at least it's the hand of friendship reaching out. Take of it or make of it whatever you will. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.